Hi everybody, this is Chloe at Happy, Healthy, and Homegrown, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the importance of fish oil and which kind to buy. So many of you have heard that fish oil is great for aging, it's great for brain function. There's a lot of things it's really good for, but one of the most interesting things about fish oil is that according to the Weston A. Price research, he was a researcher back in the 1930s who researched a whole bunch of traditional people groups who had been completely isolated from modernized processed foods, and he studied over 50 people groups on all continents, and they turned out to be some of the healthiest people in the world, with most of them zero to little degenerative diseases, no cancer, no of the typical diabetes or other types of things we experience in modern culture. And one of the things he found out about their diets, he sent dozens of samples back to the labs to be studied, and over that time he originally expected that he would find that the healthiest people in the world were vegetarians, but he proved himself wrong. In fact, the healthiest people in the world actually had a really high value for animal fats and animal meats and proteins. And of course at that time there wasn't a high amount of commercialized food, so all of those were from wild sources and grass-fed domesticated sources where cows eat grass, not GMO corn. And one of the things he found in his studies was that one of the correlations of the healthiest people was the consumption of a large amount of fish. Even on an island where they traded Westerners for cigarettes and the people that smoked cigarettes, they still had almost perfect health with very little even cases of any kind of lung cancer, because their bodies were so robust and healthy from the diets they ate that their body was able to process out the toxins from the cigarettes. So what makes a body go bad? It's not the sun that gives you cancer, it's not cigarettes that give you cancer, it's actually a toxic body that's unable to detox itself that gives people diseases in general. But the problem, of course, is there's a lot of toxins that need to be detoxed. So we'll talk about detoxing in another video, but for now I wanted to talk about one of the things that he found across the board was one of the most significant things with the healthiest people in the world was the consumption of fish. So let's talk about fish. One of the things he studied with fish was the fish oil, and specifically cod liver oil, and he found that the cultures, most of the cultures that he studied that were very healthy, had a very high value for the fat from the animal. They had a high value for egg yolks, they had a high value for fish oil, they had a high value for organ meats as well. So one of those things is the cod liver. So cod is a fish, liver is an organ, and the fat from that organ turned out to be one of the most incredible nutrients that the traditional people around the world ate to keep themselves healthy. And one of the reasons is the incredible amount of vitamin D and other vitamins that's found in it. So today we have various types of fish oils as well as cod liver oil on the market. Most of them are heat processed. In fact, almost all of them except for one are heat processed. There's quite a bit of nutrients that still remain in that. A lot of times the vitamin D is destroyed by the heat process, and then they add synthetic vitamin D back into that, which is not as usable. So one really great brand of fish oil on the market is Nordic Naturals that I've taken and given my kids for years, which is a very neutral and palatable tasting one. Nordic Naturals Arctic cod liver oil, that's a very pure cod liver oil that you can find out of most health food stores. And this kind, all of their products are very clean. They're not from like poor quality fish. However, they're still heat processed. There is a couple other cod liver oils out there, so I give this one, it's got a very mild taste, and my 3-year-old loves this one. She used to be adjusted to the taste of this one until we got busy, And my older child still loves this one. This is the best one you can take, and this one is fermented cod liver oil made by Green Pastures and Blue Ice. This flavor is cinnamon tingle. I love cinnamon flavor. There's other flavors, orange, mint, and plain. I don't actually recommend the plain one unless you just don't mind it, but this is a liquid, and we just take it in a little syringe that you pull out two milliliters of it and drink it, and it's not bad actually. The cinnamon kind of covers up the fermented taste, so the fermented taste has a little bit of a bite to it, makes it a little more tingly. That's why they call it cinnamon tingle, if you can read the name there. Cinnamon tingle. It's actually really good, and you definitely develop a taste for it. It's way better than many other things I've tried to adapt a taste for, including green grass, the juice grass shots. But this thing I have absolutely developed a taste for quite easily. What I was gonna say about it was, though, because it has that little bit of a bite in it, if you're just getting over a cold and your throat's kind of dry, sometimes you'll feel a little afterwards. So the best thing to do is chase it with something that would soak up oil. So water obviously will not soak up oil. A little bite of cracker, or I take those little dried apple chips, a few apple chips, or a chip of any kind, piece of bread, something like just a bite of anything that will soak up oils, like a grain obviously will soak up oils. Great thing to chase it with, and that will kind of take that taste out of your mouth. Don't eat it right before a piece of chocolate. I did that one time. Chocolate is oil based, so I had my fish oil and then I ate a piece of chocolate, and my chocolate tasted like fish oil. It ruined it, but I never did that again. Anyway, so this one cost about 3 to 4 times as much as the other one, but this is raw, fermented, and not heat processed. So you're gonna get an incredible higher amount of usable vitamins, plus all their cofactors, that you would not get in a heat processed product. So this one I highly recommend. If you read anything from the Weston A. Price Foundation and all their research, the only supplement they recommend taking is fish oil, cod liver oil. Basically, they recommend getting all your nutrition from food, and this is the only supplement they recommend taking because it's that good for you. So let's talk about all the amazing things that fish oil does. First of all, any kind of sickness you come in contact with, your body pretty much needs vitamin D in its real source, not synthetic stuff, to fight it. The synthetic stuff can be harmful to your body. You got the sunshine, and you got your fish oil, and those are some of the best sources of that vitamin D. So that vitamin D is cumulative in your body. It takes months and months to build it up. And so if you get a fever, you deplete it faster. If you're suffering from a cold, anything, you're depleting it faster. So you need to keep up with this every single day and help your body to build up a store of vitamins and that nutrition in your body, so that when you get exposed to sickness and germs, that you can fight it off more easily. Another amazing thing is it is one of the most important nutrients for strengthening your teeth. So if you've had a lot of teeth issues, a lot of drilling and filling and stuff like that, if you've had weak eyes, if you wear contacts or have reading glasses of any sort, you should be taking your fish oil. I'm just saying, if you have brain fog or anxiety or any kind of stress going on in your life, you need fish oil, especially fermented cod liver oil. So this is really important for children, especially in the learning age. It helps them to be calmer when they're in school and more focused. So who would love to have a child in school that's able to focus and stay fairly calm? Your fish oil is going to be really helpful for that. It's so helpful to the brain. It heals, calms, and it feeds your brain. When you feed it with fish oil, fermented cod liver oil, it's like, wow, it's happy, because that brain up there, it's got a lot of fat in it, and it needs good fats in order to function well. Grass-fed butter, raw whole milk, only raw, not pasteurized. Don't waste your time on pasteurized milk. It has as much negatives as it does positives. Even if it's organic, it's just not beneficial. If you can't get
Raw milk.
your next best thing is whole kefir, whole organic raw cheese, those kinds of things. So stock up on your good fats, and if you don't eat a ton of fish and you don't live near the ocean where it's delicious and fresh and wild caught, then highly recommend adding this supplement to your diet, and one of the few that you can give to children as young as 3 months old, I believe, and all the way up. Everyone in the family gets it, and if you need to, when you're starting children out on this, it's great to offer rewards, like, and don't say cod liver oil as if they have a bent against it, because most of the times children do not know that cod liver oil sounds like a bad word. They think it could be a good word. So when I started introducing cod liver oil to my children, I would say, "Who wants cod liver oil?" And so they hear that word in a positive way, and when they taste it and they're like, tastes kind of funny, I'm like, yum, 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 yum. And I would get the older one, like, I would even bribe her with a couple little dark chocolate chips, like, be really excited about it when I give it to your sister. And then she would take it and she'd be like, yum, 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 yum. And then her sister would imitate her and go, yum, 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 yum. So also I would say, like, okay, take your cod liver oil and you can have a chocolate chip. I like dark chocolate and it doesn't have very much sugar. I try to eat fairly low glycemic with my foods, so a little dark chocolate chip is a great reward, a couple little dark chocolate chips, or something fairly healthy. That's how I started introducing them to cod liver oil. They don't even ask for a reward now. There's many more benefits to cod liver oil, but that's some of the basics, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And you can find this on Amazon. It's anywhere from $30 to $50. Depending on, or you can buy it in bulk from their website. This is not a paid advertisement or endorsement. They have not sponsored me, but you can get it on their website. You have to buy it in like groups of 10, I believe. So if you want to stock up or have some friends that want to go with you and stock up, you can get a little better deal on the website. Anyhow, highly recommend this as just an overall strengthen your body, strengthen your health, and do better in school supplement and better at work. Real quick story at the end here. My brother had a friend who had a lot of anxiety and was taking medicine for it, but anytime he took cod liver oil, he did not need his anxiety medicine because the cod liver oil was so calming to his brain that he didn't need any anxiety medicine. So that's why I say it's nourishment to your brain. So that's why I'm such a big fan. We've been taking it for years. Sometimes we get lazy and run, don't take it for a little while, but as we're going into fall, winter, time to stock up on nutrition and just bulk up your immune system as everyone's going back to school. This you keep in the fridge and just make a habit of a certain time of day, whether it's part of your bedtime routine or your morning routine. Just throw it in there and get excited about it, and your kids will love it too. And if they don't love it the first time, they will definitely develop a taste for it. Keep being positive about it. And remember, cod liver oil is a good word. It's not a bad word. All right, guys, I wish you the best health, and I wish you a prosperous, healthy, and thriving life in your relationships and your health and your finances and your marriage and your kids and your parents, everybody in your life, that you would prosper and be in good health. All right, take care. Bye.